2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And hello, fellows. Herogon here. Today is Thursday, May 25th of 2023. It is now 6:48 p.m. Eastern Time, and today is another little Funlog Friday / Showcase Saturday video. Now, for this week, it's certainly been an interesting breakaway from the past few weeks of handling the in-game store. So that'll be nice. Now, so far, before going into things, I'd like to make a note that so far I've been doing pretty okay, still doing the old ACT studies, and a bit of 3D modeling on the side. So yeah. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into things. Credit goes to Sean LeBro for these tutorials, as always. Now, this week involves cancels and chaining attacks. Now we can go over implementing cancels, smoothly transitioning from one attack to another, and tagging commands as cancelable or not. Now here, with the footage Sean has, there's a new attack that he's created where you can backward dash and then cancel into a different move. Now, this is quite an interesting development, and it may well end up helping out with the whole special move canceling that Mortal Kombat and many other games may have. So, yeah. Going into the code first, we have a lot of stuff in the character.h file. Now, in the header file, I first have a new value in the ustruct for f command here, which is a boolean of can cancel, which will prove useful if you want your attacks to cancel or not. And then we also have another function around here called can cancel out of command, which is also another useful thing to have. And finally, we have ourselves a variable called last command used, which will be helpful to show the current command being used by the character, and it's helpful when canceling out of certain moves, because we want to save some of that stuff. Now, going into the character.cpp itself, we have something in start command that is being the last command used equals character command's current command. That is where we set our last command used to be. Then, of course, we also have the new function of can cancel out of command. Now, with can cancel out of command, we of course want the boolean to return true if attack state is equal to attack active or attack recovery, and the last command used has its value as can cancel being true. If so, then we return a value of true. Otherwise, we return a value of false. And then in determine command to use, which is where we determine what command we use, we also have a new branch for start command to have if our attack state is equal to. Actually, no, that's wrong. I'm sorry for leading. Actually, no, it's right. If our attack state equals attack state none, we've had this branch for a while, But now we have ourselves added the can cancel of command boolean, which is pretty useful. And yeah, I'm kind of sorry if I screw up with some of this, because as most of you might know, I do not exactly have a script planned out for this Funlog Friday and Showcase Saturday videos. So do pardon if I end up rambling or mixing up things. Oh boy. And that is pretty much it for the coding side of things. Now we go into the blueprint side. In our data, one of our data tables, the command data, we have a new value of can cancel, which we of course have in the moves area. We need to add this sort of, actually no, it's not in the moves area. It's the can cancel can either be set to true or false. In my case, I'll have it to true for both light punch and light kick. Later on, you'll see what I mean. But before we have that prepped, we need to add something to update character commands. That being can cancel. We of course want to break our F command details. And now that we have can cancel, we want to connect that node to the make command. Easy enough to handle, am I right? Now, the final part is with our animation blueprint. Now you can see I have two particular parts. A backward dash and dashing backward light. Now for getting to dashing backward light, we have our has used command, typical stuff, a value of 15, technically 16 here, but I of course need to -1 every time since the integers start at 0, so 1 is 0 here, and so on and so forth. We of course have can cancel put on light punch since that's where we have our stuff, and since that is the exact sort of input type we're using here, so yeah, slightly easy enough. The required state is dashing backward in order to get the backward dash light, and it's a little complex, I'd say. Now going into the end transition, the transition rule from dashing backward light back to idle, it's pretty much the same. Automatic rule based and end attack transition. Easy enough. Now another big part is being able to cancel from light kick to light punch and vice versa. In order to do that, I have a few things. First, an attack cancel transition input anim notify, which is pretty much the same stuff as the start attack transition, seeing as we're going from one attack to another. This of course will be that anim notify will serve as a sort of safeguard, because I had issues with the canceling move ending up playing twice. I won't show that here, but it was a little rough. Going on to the transition rule, we have light punch to light kicks rule being this stuff. Our typical has used command, but we also want to have our has landed hit. So yeah, it's pretty easy enough. Same goes for the light punch to light kick. Same stuff, just a different integer used, seeing as light punch to light kick would be from 0 to 1. And with that, let's get into the gameplay itself. That is pretty much the few improvements made. There's definitely a lot more that can probably be done going into learn versus practice, as always. I know I'm a bit predictable with this, as always. Do pardon if things end up being a little slow. I have to guess that it's my iMac that's been doing it. Just had a bit of a drink in case you heard those sounds. Now going here, we backward dash, but of course we want to be quick about the... And there we go. A particular attack, you'll notice that it's the same as the crouch light punch, but of course I don't exactly have too many animations lying around, so that one had to do. And the same... I believe the same that can be done with the player 2, of course. It's a little harder to do all of this. I'm not sure why it's not exactly going off, but it's not easy trying to do all of that. Let's get into the light punch to light kick canceling. I kick, then boom. As I go into recovery, I can cancel, then boom. Same goes with the punch, and you can see that now it's a little hard to notice how things are. And that one is pretty early one there. And same goes with our player 2. And that is pretty much it with regards to this week's improvements. Credit again goes to Sean the Bro for all of his fighting game tutorials. And he's been doing pretty good at them. I'm really glad about this week's video. It was a pretty good time for me. And with all of that being said, I've been Herogon, you've been you. Thank you for tuning in for this long. And for now, I will catch you all real soon. Goodbye everyone, and have a hero-tastic day.